Hi guys, welcome to another Magecraft video, and for today's video I'll be showcasing my custom weapons, and I just want to say thanks to all the new subscribers and comments that I've been getting, but sadly I don't have the wild appreciation anymore. But anyways, so this is the first crafting recipe for the soul scythe. As you can see, it takes 3 soul steel, 1 sunstone, which I explained how to get in my last video, and 1 enderfang, which it says you can get by popping out the dragon tooth with a trident, but this doesn't actually work. So you can just find it in master level trades from the wizard. And as you can see, it has some abilities such as Death Grip, which acts as a worst totem, and Soul Sickening, which basically allows you to get Siphon upon kills. And so its 3D model looks really good. I'm really proud of this, to be honest. And on the floor, it just looks even better. So I've always liked the idea of the scythe as a weapon. So it does have 2 enchantments. And if I just go up high here, as you can see, this is the Death Grip enchantment with enchantment ability, which is basically it gives you resistance 5 for like 6 seconds, but you die afterwards. And let me just get all my stuff now. So, as I said, it's just a worse totem, really. But if you give Divine Interference, then instead of getting only 6 seconds, you get... Okay, that's just 3%. Okay, you get 10 seconds. There we go. And so it's not as good as a totem, but it's still pretty good. Also, by the way, this does pierce through creative mode and other totems, so yeah, be careful. I should really tell people this story. Oh, that's still on the ground there. So, next up we have another enchantment, Soul Plague, which basically, so the Soul Sickness thing, where you can shoot a soul projectile that basically, it costs you health, but then if you kill a mob with Soul Sickness, then it gives you more health back. So, if I just have an unenchanted scythe here, and I just summon a husk, as you can see, I can hit it, and if I just let it hit me and get me down some health, I can kill it normally, no siphon. But if I shoot it, if I right click, then it shoots a soul projectile, then I kill it, and then I get health. But it's not too much health, but still. Also, I think it's inaccurate, the description, but anyways. So now, if I do it, if I don't think I'd survive that one. But anyways, it does also kill you even if you're in creative. So, am I at like, yeah, I'm at like half health. Okay, anyways, this is embarrassing. But yeah, it kills you even if you're in creative or have a totem, etc. So if I just get low health real quick, oh, he's dead. Anyways, yeah, you can see. It gives the soul sickness effect for a longer time so that you have more of a chance. So as you can see there, a lot more. Also, it makes the skulk catalyst noise, which I think is pretty cool. And just a cool detail, if you get soul sickness, is actually permanent, well, not permanently, it takes away health for the duration of the effect. So if I give it at level 10, I have half health. If I give it at level 255, I can be breathed on by like a turtle and I'll die. So ignore my voice if it sounds a little bit hoarse because I just have a cold. So anyways, the dagger of the end looks sick and it's crafted as so. And it looks even better on the ground. This tree, I'm not that proud of it, but it's still pretty cool in my opinion. So we have Void Dash and Void Slash. And as you can read there, the first one teleports you 5 blocks in the direction that you're facing. So for example, I have this 2-click wall here, teleport right through it. So it's basically just a better underbuild. So the second ability, Void Slash, as you can see if I hit the shoot, nothing happens. But if I crouch and do it, it has a cooldown and it does a lot more damage. I think it does 10 damage in total, which is pretty good. So if I just summon a husk here, and you can see it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 hits to kill it. But if I use the Void Slash ability first, then it only takes 2 hits. So it's pretty potent, though you can't stack it with sharpness. Next up is the Soul Shatterer, and it's crafted as so. And yeah, the texture is really bad, but if you'll just ignore that. So it's a pretty decent sword, and if you hold right click, then you actually get, if I just turn the tick speed down actually, you can see I get slowness and resistance. So it's basically just a block, though there isn't like an actual visible way of telling this, if that makes sense. If I just go into F5, then like it doesn't actually like show me holding it sideways or anything, it just works. And since it's resistance, that means it protects against like fall damage and stuff, so it doesn't really make that much sense. But as you can see, it has 10.5 attack damage, which is 0.5 more than a netherite axe, though it's 0.2 slower. And if I just enchant myself with sharpness, you can see it looks pretty weird when it has an enchantment, but that's what most 3D models. Also, just a side note, the scrolls of sharpening, and actually I'll just show the crafting recipe here. So this is how you craft the normal scroll of sharpening, and what this will do is it will instantly upgrade your sharpness from sharpness like whatever to sharpness 5. So if you've ever had a situation where you've had looting and you don't want to use a grindstone, you can just do that. It's crafted with 1 block of lapis lazuli, 2 dark soul essence, 1 soul seal, and 1 normal scroll of sharpening. So as you can see, it's an epic rarity, and yeah, sorry if my voice sounds hoarse, I've been re-recording this like 12 times at this point. And as you can see, if you have sharpness 5 on a sword, it will upgrade it to sharpness 6, which is very potent, especially if you put it on something like a soul sasha. I have a stutter as well as a sword throat now. Next up, we have the Nether's Bane, very expensive to craft as it requires a nether star, and as you can see its abilities are Phoenix Rebirth and Wrath of Zeus, though I can't show you the latter as it kind of just it's in your hand like as soon as you hold it. Yeah, it just instantly explodes when it's in your hand. So I think this is because the ability that's supposed to activate only upon death actually happens when every tick when it's in your hand, which means that it takes 1000 durability every tick, meaning you have 2 seconds to react even at the lowest tick rate. Finally, we have the Dagger of Duality, or rather Daggers of Duality, as they're supposed to be combined together. They're supposed to go together. So as you can see here, it has 5.5 attack damage, and if I just summon a monster real quick, then you can see if I don't have one in my offhand, then it takes 4 hits. But if I have one in my offhand, as one as well in my main hand, it only takes 2. And I know the texture looks like really bad, but the one I had like an hour ago was so much worse. And that's right, I have been recording for an hour. One balancing feature of it though is that even if I have a sharpness 6 Dagger of Duality, and I summon a husk real quick, you can see that it still only takes 2 hits. That's because it's hard-coded to only do 11 attack damage when you have one in your hand. Anyways, I've been recording for, as I just said, an hour. My voice is even worse than before. So please like, subscribe, etc, etc. I'll probably post a new video on this soon, but goodbye.